3, 2, 1, showtime.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with another trip to Venus. I'm Jordana, and this is
Hi.
Becky. Once again, we're talking today on the full moon in Sagittarius. May 23rd is when we are recording this show, so we thought that it would be fitting to talk a little bit about the full moon and the fact that it's in Sagittarius and it's affecting all the mutable signs: Gemini, Pisces, Scorpio. So Calliope's going to start out with talking a little bit more about the moon itself and some other awesome things. So here she goes.
Yes. So, right now we have a beautiful full moon. And so right now is really a time for you to focus on, releasing. I'm sure if you're familiar with the full moon and the moon phases, you've heard plenty of times that during the full moon is you want to harvest this energy and use it to provide clarity, to remove anything that you have in excess, to release any dead end connections, to cleanse your body, cleanse your home, your spirit, by using the moon energy. This is definitely a time where you'll see a lot of people kind of retreat and go within. Um, the moon does rule Cancer ruling over the home. So during full moons, you can see a lot of people kind of stay to themselves. I particularly like to kind of be in my little bubble, in my shell as a Cancer sun during the full moons. And also, I get really, really sleepy. So if you felt like you've been like dragging and lagging today or tomorrow, May 24th, that's very normal because we are under full moon energy. Some other things that you can do for the full moon is journaling. Writing is a really, really good prompt. Writing's a good prompt. Writing is a really good way to release, to manifest, to organize your thoughts under this full moon energy. And also writing your own affirmations based on where the moon is transiting and what sign it's transiting in. That could be extremely helpful if you pull up your chart and you look and see where you have the moon transiting. It's very helpful to write some affirmations that align with that house and this particular moon transit. Also some meditations too. Meditations are really good because you can actually tap into your shadow and do some shadow work under the full moon. That's pretty obvious. You have the moon shadow, so go within, dust some stuff out, and work that through. Cleanse it out of your spirit. Okay, so right now we have the moon in Sagittarius and the sun is in Gemini. So what makes a full moon is when the signs are the sun and the moon are in opposing signs. So right now the sun's in Gemini, we have the moon in Sagittarius on the astrological wheel. I'm gonna have a picture come up for you guys so I can show you. You'll see there will be like directly across from each other. All right, so yeah, you see Sagittarius up there at the top where you see the little moon at 10 degrees. And then directly across, you'll see the sun, the little circle with the dot. That is Gemini. So anytime you have the sun and the moon in opposing signs, Gemini, Sagittarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Aquarius, those are going to be our full moon energies. And right now you'll see we have it in Sagittarius. So when the moon is in Sagittarius, you really, really want to start going in and releasing your old spiritual beliefs. Maybe some things that you picked up in childhood that over the years of you growing and transforming into who you are now may not align with you anymore. And it's okay to release those things and not feel shame or guilt when doing so. Advocating for self is also a huge moon in Sagittarius energy, is to speak up. Say what it is that you need and stand on that as well. Don't be afraid to be the villain. If it makes you a villain because you have to advocate, then you know what? You're under the right moon energy to do so. And it would be a good time to speak on how you really feel. And speaking of that, finding your truth. What is accurate for you? You can't look at what everybody else is doing and what's their truth and what works for them. You have to really go within that shadow work and pull it out for you. Find what really works for yourself. The moon in Sagittarius, full moon in Sagittarius, it really is asking us to look back and find what learning opportunities did we have throughout the last 6 months of the year, 6 months of the year, or 5 months. What learning opportunities did we have? Looking back at all the times where you were not so impressed with the way your life was running, the way your manifestations were showing up. But what did you learn? Because Sagittarius does rule higher knowledge and wisdom and spirituality. So what was the spiritual lesson? What was the lesson for you to spread amongst the community that you're in? All of those things are very much so Sagittarian themes and energies. And some stuff that you might be feeling right now for the next couple of days. I'm going to say about 4 or 5 days, you could feel this full moon energy. So if that's how you've been feeling,
because it's only been 5 months, and it's like, what was going on in November and December and the beginning of the year, where you're like, I don't think I want to do that for another year. I don't want to be going through these same things, and whatever it is that you go through, because everyone's got something going on, something.
Yep.
That you really have to start thinking about. Is this what I want my reality to look like? Are these the type of connections do I want? Like, how am I going to switch this up so that I can have a more harmonious, reality happening, with my partnerships and where I'm going and what I want to do.
Yes. And I was just
put a fire under that ass too. All right, we got things to do. We're moving fast. So make up your mind. You got to leave some shit behind. Kind of let that go.
Full moon energy is definitely
illuminate what you need.
Yeah, it's asking you to move. It's saying, writing is good, thinking is good, visualizing is good, but put some action behind that. Get up, move.
Your manifestations will not come to fruition if you're just sitting around thinking about it all the time.
Thinking about them.
Thinking and talking.
And that might work once or twice, maybe even 3 times. It might work. But that can't be your only source of manifestation. You have to have faith and believe in yourself. Believe that you can also get up and do this. Just as much as the universe is making it happen, you can make it happen.
Make it happen. Yeah. Make it happen together.
Make it happen.
Should happen fast.
Yeah. This would be a good time to look back. If you are a journaler, look back at what you were writing about in Sagittarius season when the moon was in Gemini. When we had a full moon in Gemini last year, 2023, full moon in Gemini. Look back and see what was going on. What were you dealing with in that time? And let's see what's changed now that we've come a full circle. What's changed?
Yeah, it's crazy if you really think about it. I know even for myself, a lot of my thoughts have shifted in the way that I think about, my partnerships with people. Or even just my plans for the future and things that I want to accomplish, setting more short-term goals that are achievable. Because once you start going, you just kind of it's like a domino effect. Once you start moving, you just continue to do stuff and things just start happening. So once you see that start happening, you're all right, I need to do more of that. So to think of your whole reality shifting in 6 months to a year just because you were consistent and you lit that fire under your own ass.
And they do say you can change your life in 6 months.
You can.
It's true. It can really happen. And especially working with these moon phases, guys, this is real. And it can be as big or as little as you want it to be. But you can change your life in 6 months. Follow the moon phases.
Billionaires use astrology and astrologists. How you think they're getting what they're getting. Like, why are they using astrologists?
How do you think Beyonce knew to start dropping her music on Fridays instead of Tuesday?
Right.
When the entire industry was dropping on Mars Day, Beyonce said, I'm going to drop on Venus Day.
Right.
And everybody followed suit. Now all the drops are on Fridays. Venus Day. Speaking of Venus, too, we have some cool transits happening. Also, Venus is in Gemini. So we have the Sun in Gemini. We've got Venus in Gemini. And Jupiter is wrapping up in its final little stint in Taurus. So it will be moving into Gemini. So Venus and Jupiter together, a vibe. They love each other.
It's summertime, okay?
Yeah, it's summer love, baby. Summer love. Lovers card. The tarot babies, lovers card energy, okay? It's there. It's giving. It's flirty. It's the summer that we thought we was gonna have last year because we had that ridiculous Venus retrograde. So it just wasn't that. It did not serve at all. Like summer loving was, it was bad. It was not good.
It wasn't
not at all. No summer flinging. It just wasn't it.
Yeah,
but we're gonna get a redo.
Different this year.
We get to redo it. We get to have a little more fun with Venus. Venus is with Jupiter. Yeah, right. They like each other. So
a little intellectual play on, like words and like,
yes, flirty, banter. Yes, pleasurable. So that's another theme too under this full moon. If you are experiencing, it may have you feeling like you want to experience some pleasures and just indulge. Yeah, and Venusian type of things and just,
treat yourself.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Exactly. Others also could be taking a interest in education. They might be thinking about going back to school. Higher learning, continuing, picking back up, seeing like, hey, there was a challenge here and I'm ready to face it head on. I'm ready to really take it on this time. And,
it's
so
crazy.
that's something.
Like, even when you don't know like the transits or what's happening, like you can hear people talk about stuff like, I just had like this burst of energy and I just really needed to get it done. Yeah, I wonder why
to do it
like that.
Right. Like, oh, really?
I wonder where that burst of energy came from. Not that we're all connected or anything. So
right. No, it definitely wasn't the moon. Couldn't have been that.
It wasn't everything in
social gatherings are nice right now. What'd you say?
I said it wasn't everything in the universe working towards our favor or anything like that.
Right. It's not all aligned and designed.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are gathering with friends or family, this is a good time for that. Social gatherings is favorable right now. And it's a good time to look at people from a different perspective and kind of love them differently. Appreciate them in ways that maybe you haven't in the past. Definitely a good time for that. But also you want to be sure that you are using that Gemini energy and speaking with eloquence and making sure your words are like honey. Okay?
Yeah.
Because Sagittarius can come out a little rocky, a little blunt, a little harsh. So definitely you want to use that Gemini Mercury energy and sweeten it up a little bit and make it more digestible for people.
That's my favorite part about words, is learning the type of words that are soft and meaningful and impactful all at the same time. I love me some words, man. I know some people are like, damn, she talks a lot.
You're like, well, did you hear what I said? You didn't even hear it.
You didn't hear it.
So that's funny. I'll talk about some of the negatives too. Feeling unsafe in your environment. So on the darker spectrum, the shadow spectrum of this full moon, if it's not affecting you in a positive, uplifting way, or it's not pushing you to want to really change and cleanse and release, some people may be having a really difficult time. It may be a rocky transit. and they could be feeling really unsafe in their environment. And this could be because of family, this could be a work environment, but your safety could
Misunderstood.
be, yeah, being misunderstood with the
Communication.
communication. Yep. So that could be a thing. Also, another theme you could see is visions of past traumas. So if you find yourself kind of disassociating and revisiting your past, and traumas come up, and these traumas could be cultural, religious, professional traumas. So if you have any of those type of traumas, be very gentle with yourself during this full transit, and allow yourself to be calm. Do some things that support your nervous system. Take a bath. Light a candle. Light your favorite scent of candle. But definitely
Go
take
for a
care
walk
of your,
outside. Walk in the
yes,
grass if you can. Go ground yourself.
go get grounded. A hike would even be good.
Listen to some frequencies that make you feel uplifted and more at peace and calm. I know today is the heart chakra day. I have another little group that I'm in. I think I was talking to you about it earlier, but talk about the heart chakra and how I think it's 629 hertz, and that will, like regulate like your heart and balance out your heart chakra so that you can. It's almost like practice compassion and empathy for yourself in these moments, and it helps you kind of understand where you're at and get back to where you feel more regulated within your body. So grounding, listening to
gentle.
Yep.
Yes. Some people could be facing some legal issues, which could cause some tension in the home and directly lead to financial loss. So, if you are experiencing some financial loss, use some of Jupiter's luck with this Sagittarius moon and do some sports betting. If that's your thing, get you a parlay. Yeah, do your sports betting. This is a favorable time, but don't go too crazy with it.
Don't get crazy.
This one I found extremely interesting. A rise in domestic affairs inside of the home.
So Venus and Gemini's coming up.
Yes. So be mindful of that, guys. Be mindful. It takes nothing to go take a walk. Just go take a walk. And if you are experiencing any negative impacts from this moon transit, lemon balm. Okay, this is the herb for this transit. There's also ashwagandha. I don't have ashwagandha to show you guys, but ashwagandha does come in a powder form. But yeah, that's another herb that will be really, really good for nervous system regulation. It can help you with sleeping. So yeah, ashwagandha, and then we've got
natural antidepressant.
Yes, it is. It's really good. I've worked with ashwagandha. You can drink it. You can put it in smoke blends. And this lemon balm smells so good. Lemon balm is also something you can put into your smoke blends. It can be used in a tea. You can use it for a bath. It tastes really good in a tea. It has a very nice flavor. It's kind of sweet
and earthy at the same time.
Yeah, it's like sweet and earthy. It's a very, very nice herb. Very nice herb. And yes, definitely will help you relax and calm yourself down if you are feeling a little tense.
I want some tea right now that you said that.
I'm definitely going to make me a nice cup of tea for sure. I can use that.
Delicious.
So this full moon is called the flower moon, also called the budding moon. It has a bunch of other names that come from many other cultural origins, but the flower moon is the most common. And they call it the flower moon because during this time you will see like a lot of springing plants across North America, and just it's a nice time for plants blossoming. Like you'll see that in a lot of different places.
You can be outside and smell everything blooming and
smell it all.
So great.
Allergies.
Allergies. So
Really
sorry.
rude, guys. And since we are seeing everything bloom and awaken, this is it's a good time to give some gratitude to where you are right now. Show
How far you
gratitude to
come.
your current space, how far you've come. Look at your form right now. It doesn't have to be the final form, but you can still love the one you're in now. And this is a great time.
Learning the
Yeah.
lessons, going through the hard shit, like
Yeah. Love on
regret
yourself.
it for sure. It's hard to like remember in the moment, you know, because you go through so much, like life just lifing, and you forget, like, hey, no, like it could be a lot different for me right now. Like I've come a long way. I've made better choices, or I've made better partnerships, or you know,
Mm,
like I haven't been as impulsive, or you know, like I've done the work to attract this things that I want to attract in my life
the things
by
that
you know,
fit.
by raising my vibration every single day, like keeping consistent with my habits that are, you know, the ones that you know that are good for yourself. Like, because it comes to time, you know, like you don't want to keep doing the same things and having the same cycles happen to you over and over again. And using the moon transits to understand like the ebbs and flows of life and like where your energy is at, and knowing like, you know, certain aspects of who you are throughout the universe can help you understand why you go through the things you go through and how to respond to them in a way that is more beneficial to your growth. So that's kind of, I would like to cover the basics because we all go through the same things. It's just in different periods of time, or you know, we have different ways of responding to them, but we all go through the same things and have the same types of worries and concerns and aspirations.
Yes, I agree. This is also a time to release those worries. You know, release the worries and the anxiety about your future and your manifestations, and just have the faith that you've done the work. You are doing the work consistently. You are going to see something. Like, again, this moon is reminding you, like, look around and
In
look and
fact,
see like what you've
write a
done so far.
list. Write down a
Yeah.
list of all the things that you want to release from your worry, your negative thoughts, your anything that is not going to be beneficial to where you want to be at in your life. Write all those things down, hold it away from you, and then burn it in a safe spot. Don't light nothing on fire that shouldn't be on
Yeah.
fire. But,
Please be careful.
but be safe about it. But burn it and like give it to the universe and let that shit burn and release it, and focus on the things that you can change for the best for yourself. That's what full moon is used for releasing.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it and do it in such a way where you know you're like working with the elements. It's more powerful because we're here in the 3D world where we have the elements and tools that we can use at our disposal.
Nature hunt.
So make it a little stronger for yourself.
Explore.
Faster, or you know, like longevity, longer lasting. Work with what's working with you. Work the system before it works to you. It's a different type of
Yes.
system.
In fact, it is. That's exactly what it is. So you gotta know what you're doing.
Just like with Mercury retrogrades, everyone's got this, oh my gosh, everything's gonna be fucked up.
Frightened.
I'm gonna go through all this stuff. You know, like when you change your perspective on things, like you have different experiences and you learn different lessons.
And then you don't look at it as like, oh, everything's gonna be messed up. It's just like, okay, I may face some challenges, but if I do, where did I ignore this?
Yeah. Or what this is going to come up again later if it's not addressed right now.
Yeah.
Let me address this now and get this part out the way.
Get this out of the way.
Continue on my journey. And, you know, like, get to where I need to go.
Like, I don't want to deal with this next retrograde. The problems don't go away, guys.
No. You can't avoid them away.
You can't, they don't just go away. I'm sorry. I tried it for years. Like, oh, it's just going to go away. It does not.
It doesn't.
It just, and what happens is the ones that seem like they go away, they come back
in a different,
in a different, like it's a barricade now. Now you want to do something else, You can't. Because
Let me
you
get
didn't take care of that
stop.
problem.
Nope. Damn.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Face your shit, guys.
Yeah. Release it. Let it go. And move on.
Yes. So we're gonna get into the Gemini sun a little bit. There's only a little bit really about Gemini sun because Geminis are quick-witted and they get it done. So
same energy as Sagittarius when it comes to communication and travel and things like that. For Geminis, it's going to be transiting the 7th house, so you're going to want to change it up, change your look up, go on a trip with your friends, like be out there. Again, it's summertime, or flirty and thriving, and that's like the Gemini energy in itself is just very, like, how many Geminis like they're good at everything, they try everything, they have a million hobbies, they're great at all of them. Every single Gemini I know is good at everything that they do. And they always have like these crazy things that they just love doing, and they're artistic, and it's like they just put themselves out there in such a way, it's like so expansive, but the mercurial part of them is just curious about everything, so they try everything. So it's that time to get out there and try some new things, try a new hairstyle, try a new clothing style, go on a trip someplace new. I know that I'm going on a trip someplace new that I've never been before. Even as little or as big as it is, I was like, you know what? I want to make it a point to go to places that I've never been before. I want to see different cities and like see what it feels like in different places. So I grew up on the West Coast, and I didn't go to a lot of places growing up on the East Coast. It was too far for my family to take all of us. Like, there were 6 of us, so it was a little bit much sometimes. Stuck on the West Coast, yeah. So growing up, I always wanted to go to the East Coast. I always wanted to see New York, and I just, everything you see on TV and stuff like that too. So this summer, unfortunately, Calliope's not going to go, but we're going to go to Detroit and see what's happening in Detroit for a little bit. And and like just summertime, I want to plan everything and go on cruises and go to the beach, and it just feels like it's time to expand and just be around people, be amongst the people, and network and
community.
Yeah, community.
Neighbors. Yep. More Gemini themes.
Mm-hmm. But Gemini is on the other side of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is, I feel like, the more action oriented, and Gemini likes to really plan and inward and like think that stuff before they make that action. And then once that action hits, it's
time to go.
Yep. I feel like that's why.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely could see the Gemini being the plan, strategize, Mercury, and then Sagittarius being like, well, let's just do it. Take a risk. Let's just see.
Every Sagittarius you've ever known.
Let's just try it.
So you just did it like that? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and it worked. Jupiter's luck.
Yeah, like that Jupiterian luck.
Yeah. Things have worked like that for me. I'm like, fuck it. Try it. And it works.
And it doesn't work for me because my Gemini rising wants to think about it too much. And then I'm like, no.
Like, yeah, if I think about it too much, I'll think myself out of it.
Yep. Or make
I don't let my Jupiter play.
Yeah, like, nope, I made the wrong choice. I thought about it too hard. There's too many options.
No, oh God, I should have just went. I think I have that thought so many times a day. I'm like, damn, I should have just went. Should have just did it. You should have just, but I will think. And I'm like, nah. Think myself out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be practical today.
Yeah. I could use some more Jupiter in it. I could tap into it a little bit better.
Yeah. I think along with that comes discernment too, because there are times when you have to say no to yourself.
Like, absolutely the fuck not.
Like,
hell no, you cannot be serious.
Gotta say no sometimes.
Yeah. sometimes I'm like, I just can't even enjoy like being that naive. Like, I'm sorry, I can't get away with that. If I do this shit and tell anybody in my circle, they're gonna be like, "Why
would you do that?"
That was stupid, and you knew better." Like, I don't get to. Yeah, oh, I didn't know. Like, nah, you don't get
Those
that.
days are over. Yeah, that's like
I can't.
Sagittarius energy is like the teenager who's like okay to fuck up, but always like somehow like gets away with shit. You know what I mean?
Gets away with it, like,
And then the Gemini is like the older siblings, like, you shouldn't have done
I'm telling on you.
Yeah. You shouldn't have done that.
I'm telling on you. Yep, that's kind of how it feels. Like, I want to play, and my Mercury is in Gemini, so it's like, wait a minute, pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, nah, playtime's over.
Yeah.
Playtime's over.
It's fun though. It's fun to be able to see it like show up in your own life. The energy, like certain aspects of yourself, and you're like, oh, okay, I see where I can pull from that in positive ways. That the Sagittarius energy, you can pull from that in certain like aspects of your life or like certain situations. And then you use the Gemini.
It works in certain spaces. Yeah.
Part of that discernment, you like just trial and error. Growing up, you learn when to use the Sagittarius and when to put that to the side a little bit. Like, all right, hold on.
Like, oh, I can experience this.
Yeah, decisions.
Yeah, let me see what this is like.
The full moon illuminates some of those past decisions so that you can, yourself making better ones in the future. Tapping into like the full spectrum of things.
I have the moon. The moon's going through my 12th house right now. That's why I'm tired. That makes sense.
You gotta go sleep. So
I got some work to do in the realm tonight. Gotta get my water next to me. Yes, I'm gonna be working. I won't be much sleep. Like, my body will be asleep, but I know I'm gonna wake up and be like
exhausted. Help! I've been out all night.
Help me! Yeah,
I've been out all night.
And then I said I'm going outside tomorrow night. I might not. Like, I'm sorry. Life of a Jupiterian, a spiritual worker.
Yeah,
I changed my
mind. I need
whether
a rest.
I know it or not.
I need to be at home. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, I gotta light candles.
Yeah,
I gotta go mix herbs. Sorry.
I'm still every day with when I did my petition during the new moon in Taurus, like every day I'm like, I light a candle for my petition every day for the whole lunar cycle, because it needs to come full circle. Like, I need that completion to come through, so my manifestations can come through.
Absolutely. I've been working with water and writing. So I've been writing a lot, and I've been doing a lot of bath work.
Oh yeah.
And I'm only working with one herb right now, actually. It's an attraction herb. So since we are talking about Sagittarius, I'll bring this one up. I'm working with yarrow. And that is the only herb I'm working with. And I intentionally only wanted to work with one herb to help bring in these manifestations, because we had a really powerful new moon in Taurus. So that's the moon that we were both referring to just now. We both did some work. And we want to harvest that energy and keep it going. Since we have the Taurus energy, then we've got that Gemini energy. So yeah, I have been working with the herb yarrow. I just wanted to pick that one. And it was really weird because I was researching it. Well, not weird, but I was researching it, and I was like, herb for attraction. And this video came up. She was like, you only need one herb for attraction. And I'm like, okay, come on. You're talking a lot.
Yeah, you talking too much.
Get to it. And she was like, it's yarrow. I look down on my floor,
and you have yarrow in a jar already.
Yarrow is the only herb outside of my big herb bag. Was yarrow.
Sitting there looking at you. Here I am.
So I got some of that in my wallet. I'm working with the yarrows right now. So I will let you all research yarrow and all the greatness that yarrow brings.
I'm going to.
A little bit of homework.
I like learning about new herbs, especially attraction herbs too, because you can always use those. Using to dress your candle, tea,
Yeah,
smokables.
it tastes good too.
Can you smoke it?
I don't know if you can smoke yarrow. I'll have to look that one up. But I know it tastes great in a tea. It's a pretty yellow color. So it turns like the bath water, like yellowish tint. It's nice.
Like a sunny day. Like a sunny bath.
Get you some citrine.
Are you doing a card pull for full moon, or skipping it this time?
Yeah, I am going to pull. I didn't give you guys one last time. So this is what I'm using, the spells deck, since, the full moon.
Yes. I was born on a full moon.
I was born under a waning gibbous.
Actually, I was born on the tail end of an Aries full moon, but it was like just barely the Taurus, and so like Taurus is really considered what moon I was under, but barely, because I was at the end of an Aries full moon. I'm like, well, ain't that some shit? The stuff you learn through astrology and degrees in your houses.
Half the deck just fell out. We will not be reading those, but lots of messages out there, y'all. Do some meditations tonight, for real. All right, I'll take 2, 3. Okay. So the first card, excuse me, guys, I've never seen this word before. Habondia is an invocation for Habondia, she of abundance, the goddess of plenty, who bestows generous gifts, bounty, and endless resources. All right, we talked about Sagittarius and Jupiter, abundance, gifts, indulgence. Okay. Oh, wow. On the full moon or during Ostara, Beltane, or midsummer, gather flowers, a loaf of bread, fruit, and honey. Place on the altar and light a green candle in honor of Habondia. Recite the following chant 3 times. I bless this food with wealth, health, luck, and regeneration. With Habondia's blessings, my cabinets, wallet, home, and heart are filled with all I require and desire. For this generosity, I am ever thankful. Blessed be. Abundance and good fortune. So, this is a whole ritual. If you guys want to get into that,
you still have tomorrow and the next day that you could probably do this.
Yes. All right, that was 1 of 3. The next one is parenting.
Mom life.
I'm podcasting. She's watching Bluey. Something must have happened. Something juicy. Book of Shadows. A witch's diary of spells. Inspired poetry and lessons.
Ooh.
This is where I write all of my stuff. A lot of our notes are in here and a lot of my scripting. So yeah, I figured I would pull that out. This is kind of like my book of shadows right now. Yeah, I guess this is probably the one that I've used most consistently. I attempted to use a lot and it just never really stuck. But this is the one that I've been really using.
I like that it's like a little bigger too. I need a bigger one.
Yes, it was a gift. I really like that. Okay. All magical practitioners should keep a book of shadows to record their discoveries. Find a book with blank pages. On a new moon, gather your coven for a festive evening of decorating books. Chant. Words grant powers. Let ancestors' blessings pour down in abundant showers. Then swap your books of shadows with someone to share stories and spellcrafting.
Oh,
Shuffle this deck and pull a card for another witch. Think about how it applies to them and add your thoughts to their Book of Shadows. Witch's Tool.
that would be cool.
Very interesting. That would be cool.
That
I
would
like
be like
that.
a good like girls' night.
Yes, it would be. On a new moon.
Yeah, which is night.
Scrying is the third card. Scrying, a black mirror, a pool of water, and a crystal ball are all ancient tools used for scrying or divination. During the dark moon or Samhain, cast a circle and quietly gaze into your scrying object. Chant. Scrying tool reveal profound truth and inner wisdom from all that seems mysterious, shrouded in velvet veils. May all answers be reflected with this sacred tool. So mote it be. Some witches see things appear in the reflection, have prophetic dreams at night, or experience light bulb moments when least expected after scrying. Intuitive awareness.
Like those.
Yes. And again, guys, this is the deck. If you are curious and would like to look it up,
I like that. That's awesome, actually.
I really like this deck a lot. It's a good one.
That is really cool. All right, everybody. I think that's our show for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it.
That.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.